Okay, this video is for you to become more familiar with the new version of the Gemara Brura. The appearance has changed a little bit to make it more intuitive, but the methodology is the same. So we go to Gemara Brura, we log in with the school email and password, the same as we did in the past. And you see that the interface has changed a little bit. So this first dialog box, we're not going to be using it because this is designed when on your own you want to do a piece of Gemara or a Mishnah that you are going to select. However, when in school, I will be sending you the file, and therefore you close that. You go to File, and you're going to open the file that I will send you. I'm using here just a random one that I would like to use in order to just use it for this video. Okay, so here's the piece of Mishnah and Gemara that I'm going to be using. Again, in this video, just watching and just becoming familiar with the new interface of the program. Okay, so basically what we're going to do here is this is a Mishnah, and this is where the Mishnah ends. This is where the Gemara begins. So I'm going to click here and divide. As clearly over here you divide. Here you have your divide and your subdivide. So being that this here is a Mishnah and this is the Gemara, we are going to divide it, because as we know the Mishnah is separate from the Gemara is coming to explain the Mishnah. Once we click here, you notice that it opens up the symbols that we're going to be using for classifying the various parts of the Mishnah or the Gemara. Okay, so this is one way that you can display this, and you have the symbols here for Gemara, and we're going to be using, of course, first the Mishnah, so we're going to revert back to the Komdat, which are the classification for the Mishnah. And nicely, you have here the symbols, but also the English description and also the Hebrew description. Sometimes the Hebrew is actually easier to use. You can also display these symbols in the following manner, and you can of course drag this out of the way to suit your needs. Okay, so we're going to begin to divide the Mishnah. So Tfilat HaShachar, so the first case of this Mishnah is the Tfilah of the morning. I'm going to click here and subdivide it. And then the Mishnah tells me that it's Ad Chatzot, that I can say Tfilat HaShachar until the morning, and I'm going to subdivide. Again, what's important in this video is not so much the content information, but just how we are going to be able to divide and classify and so on. The next part of the Mishnah is Rabbi Yehuda Omer, and I'm going to subdivide. And he says that it's the morning Tfilah is Ad Dalit Shaot, and I'm going to subdivide. And Tfilat HaMincha, the prayer of the afternoon, and I'm going to subdivide. And that's Ad Erev, that's until the evening. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, that's a speaker, so I'm going to subdivide. And he says that it's Ad Plag HaMincha, time in the afternoon that is called Plag HaMincha. And Tfilat HaErev, that's the next case. So I'm going to subdivide Ein La Keva, and I stop here because the next one is Veshel Musafin, that's another case. Veshel Musafin is the Tfilah of the Musaf, is the next case. Kol Hayom, that's the entire day. And I divide here because now we have a speaker, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, and I subdivide. Okay, so now we are going to do the following. Being this is a Mishnah, we're going to begin to classify. So this here, we're going to call this actually a statement. So I'm just going to switch it for a second, call this a statement. That's what a Mishnah, all the parts of the Mishnah are part of that statement. Now, as I go into the specifics of the Mishnah, I'm going to begin to classify. When I do the plus, this is how we're going to classify. Tfilat HaShachar, that is a Mikre, that's a case. Okay, we made a little boo-boo here, so go back. I have to click over here, and then I'm going to classify that as a case. The next one is Ad Chatzot, that is the din, that's the law that you can say Shacharit until Chatzot, which is noon. I'm going to then connect, because this is the din for that case. So the way to do that, this is the link button. So I click here and I connect it to that, and that's how it is done. Okay, and so on. You're going to go through the Mishnah. For example, this is going to be a speaker, and so down the line. Okay, and you're going to link by clicking on the link and connect it to the previous statement. If you need to undo something, you can do this. You can click here to correct yourself, or these buttons as well. And I just want to show you, if we go now to the Gemara, so Veraminu, that's a key term. Again, the content here is not important, it's just the exercise. And I'm going to divide this, and I'm going to classify this as a, here there happens to be a contradiction, okay? And then if I need to connect it, then I'm going to connect this to this particular statement. And again, you see here this similar outline showing you the flow chart of how the different components are connected. So being that this is Gemara, so when I classify, I'm going to be using the Gemara buttons, not the Komdat, which I use for the Mishnah, except that in a Mishnah, we always classify the Mishnah as a statement, because a Mishnah is always a brief statement of cases and laws, which the Gemara then explains. Okay, so basically, this is the new things of how the interface of the Gemara Berurah looks. And then when you finish, you would go over here and save as, and you can save it at the same title that I gave it. You just click save, or you can save as to change the name. You can also, by the way, export this to a PDF, which you can print out and use it to study. And that's it.